Well, hello. Oh, hi. I don't know if anybody's here. This is our second time doing this. If someone's in the chat,
doing this,
hold
if
on.
someone's in the doing this, if someone's in the doing this, if someone's in the doing this, if someone's
Be patient with me.
be patient with me, be patient with me, be patient.
Okay. Did I fit? I think it's fixed. All right. Hi. Hi, MJ. Hi, Level Up Single Mom. All right. So I have been doing a series called The Prize. What inspired it was, if you don't know, I am a mod in Themis, or the House of Themis. And we've been for some time now trying to like vet people, learn how people date, what we can do different, especially as we'll say more matured or seasoned individuals. And I had a theory. I was not happy about the theory, but I also have to acknowledge that I have been a part of what has happened. And what is that? I think that not all women, but there is a particular demographic that we have made men the prize. Started trying to see if I could suss it out. And the easiest thing that I could do was to watch Love and Marriage in Huntsville. If you know the show, it is very successful Black people. Most of them at the beginning of the show were married, they were in real estate, um, beautiful families, people with kids, very progressive people to a degree. When I look at the women on the show, they are married to men that are extremely traditional. And I don't know if the way that they have partnered, you have an echo? I have an echo? Let me see. Okay, is it still an echo? Y'all let me know. It's new. I told you every week we'll get a little bit better. Like today, I actually, now mind you, get used to robes. Like I love robes. Didn't ever think I would be that chick, but I do love them. Um, am I still echoing? Neck? Yes, no, maybe so. Y'all hear the baby in the background. That is, I'm a cat mom and a plant mom. Um, Armani Cole Sage, first of his name, my baby. So you will hear him complaining because we talk all the time and he thinks if I'm talking, he needs to be a part of the conversation. And I mean, even in a pet, I selected a man. I've always had male animals. All my puppies have been boys. So I am a recovering BMW, that Black male worshiper, if you don't know the acronym, and also trying to come out of being male centered, which I know for a lot of us can be challenging, but I think it's imperative for the next generation, specifically for how people are going to have to learn to partner for their best benefit. Um, Again, you have they call it the core six. So you have Martell and Melody Holt. They've now divorced, and she is Melody Cherie Rogers. We have Tisa and Marsal. She was a homemaker, then she went to school. She does have a real estate license. She actually has 3 bachelors and is kind of toying with the idea of being a stay-at-home mom again or doing her boss babe thing. Her husband is not that supportive, it's kind of sad to see. The next group that we have is Maurice and Kimmy. Miss Kimmy has been a nurse, or was a nurse, for over 20 years. She has since went into real estate with her husband, Maurice. Maurice owns a credit repair company and some different things. So again, these are very mobile Black people. We'd say high middle class. But the way that these relationships have played out are so disturbing. The guys that are always saying, like, I want to go back to the good old days, like these are those relationships. And when you look at them, the person that seems to struggle the most are the women. Thank you, Miss Nat. Y'all please like the video. That's how we're gonna get some traction. Um, we're doing the series The Prize, and I think I'm going to be on this for a while. I will say that the motivation came from Mr. and Mrs. Simone Biles. I was absolutely mortified at the interview. I was mortified by how she was not protected, her husband, nor any of the quote uncles um, really put her in the best position. And it made me think, because her husband said, um, he was a pretty red dime. The question was, how does she get a pretty red dime like you? And his response was, the men are always the prize. And I thought, that is absolutely cocky. Who does this kid think he is? I could not receive it. But as I am watching how people are, particularly women, navigating relationships, I do believe that some women have given men a really false sense of confidence. I do believe also there's probably some type of racial dynamic to it, in the sense of, is this just something within our culture? And I think it's a yes and a no. I think it's just more heightened, but I can see it in a lot of relationships. Um, I think that we have been conditioned to believe that partnership and marriage is the destination, when it's just a part of the journey. And if you're on the journey with someone that can't allow you to grow, they don't value what you have to offer, and they are only invested in you being a quote unquote help me, um, I think that that's problematic for the times that we live in. I don't think many people are able to hold or practice quote unquote traditional. If you're going to work or you're splitting bills and doing 50%, I do not believe that your mate has a right to also want you to do domestic things. We have the term of single married moms. That in itself is a problem. Hey, Madam D. Hey, Nag. Hey, MJ. Hey, Level Up. Chicka Chicka, as you come in, please like and maybe say hi. That's our way that I can see. And I'm going to call y'all my cousins. Some of y'all are old enough to be my child. Others are definitely old enough to be like nieces and nephews. I do not want to come off in a paternal sense of this is what you should do, but in a sense of, I want to see Black women and Black men be in really healthy, successful relationships. And I think when we bring in outdated processes, it's not helpful. So the series The Prize, where is it coming from? When I look at younger women and who they are partnering with, a lot of it mimics what I have seen from myself, from my peers, from my parents, and from my grandparents. Again, in 2024, if people are still wanting the same setup when our grandparents got married, there was no internet. It's time, and I think it's okay to update relationship standards, what they should look like, how they should be maintained. We've got to find a better way. Martell Hope. I believe if I ever had to say there is a man that is a cautionary tale, it would be him. Um, if you, oh, let me take it off of slow mo. I'm so sorry, y'all. We're gonna figure this out. It's a process. Themis helps me, Vitaminist help. Everybody that's here has been very supportive in helping me get the channel off the ground. I am going to be 100% honest. I do want to make this a revenue source. I am a domestic engineer. I've worked in corporate and in leadership for about 15 years. Transition became a wellness or fitness coach. I am a master trainer. I have my life coaching, a real certificate, although I don't use it. I'm a senior yoga teacher. I am a fascia um, teacher, meditation, all the good stuff. And then I like to go and I'll do workshops and different things like that, just because that's another space where I'd like to see more Black women be in, just holistic wellness. And even talking about, are the relationships that people are in, if they're healthy. Um, I have seen, if you watch the show, you know that Kimmy had she was diagnosed with cancer. She's well now. One of the things that probably disturbed me the most, because her husband seemed to be like the smartest one and very balanced and very leveled. Y'all are going to hear some noise. The man that lives here, my husband, is coming up. Her being a nurse, he really downplayed her profession until COVID came, and then all of a sudden he understood. You're gonna be unconscious in 10 minutes. I'm gonna make it fast. He now understood or valued the profession that she'd been in for 20 something years. So even that in itself is just like rude and nasty and problematic. Um, the couple that the show was based off of are Martell and Melody. This is the couple who are now divorced. Um, I think wholeheartedly, and I put this picture of Martell being funny because he is physically very attractive, very attractive. At one while, he appeared to be very charming. That I wish I could say that's still what I see, but absolutely not. And the reason that I called the stream Martell, 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 this man has ruined his life. His wife that he built all these years with has moved on. She's actually more successful than she ever was. And it seems for him that he cannot find a way to success because I don't think he understood how vital his wife was. And the concern for me is, are we as Black women giving this false confidence to Black men? Are you taking your debit card and giving it to him so that when the ticket comes out, he feels more like a man? Are we continuing habits that minimize what you're actually doing in the relationship? If you are together and you're in community, if you pay the bill, you pay the bill. Why do you need to hide or manipulate for yourself or for other people? It's not beneficial at all. So, Martell, first season, so charming, seemed to be like a great dad, really loved his wife. And this is all that was put out on the show. So this is what we received, only to find out that this man has had the same mistress for going on 10 years now. um, he was, or the wife was paying for her lifestyle, which I think, again, we know other women that we've seen this from, Wendy Williams. Um, the other person that I would say that we've seen here lately that it was a shocker was Gayle King, where she went out, was dating a man, and he proceeds to ask her for money to pay the bills, and he will pay her back. She loaned the money, but once the money was given, whatever illusion that she had, it did not, it didn't serve her, and she just didn't see the man again. I'm going to look at what Madam is saying. Yes, women have been indoctrinated to play very small and in the background, and to be, i.e., the help meet. And it's like, if you are carrying the household, please release yourself from the lie that you need to be submissive to anything or anybody. Because if this is your partner and you are sharing life and doing life together, they should be your number one cheerleader. They should be your number one support system, or they should be laboring at a point to where anything that you need done can be outsourced, or have someone come into the home and do it. You, at this point, I just don't want to hear about another woman going to work full time, coming home, doing homework with the kids, trying to make the meals, then trying to be sexy. You're gonna kill yourself. And I'm not saying that jokingly. As a person that I do have fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain disease, but a lot of what it is stress. Um, we have got to just be okay with, one, being okay with not being okay. Um, we are now seeing where Melody has had a lot of support, and I think a lot of it is her willingness to be vulnerable. I think she very much wanted her marriage. I think had he not did the ultimate insult and fathered a child outside of their relationship, I believe that they very much would still be married. And that is how you have to understand, how did this man get this much ego that you didn't have your builder's license? It was under your wife. You weren't getting the accounts. Your wife was doing this. Your wife was making all of the meetings. Your wife is handling all of the business. Now you get to be, as in, the Christian Bible, you get to be at the gates and be respected, as the Proverbs woman is busting her butt. And it's like, absolutely not. First of all, Proverbs 31 is where a mother is talking to her son, who is going to be a future king. And because he is going to be in king and in leadership, there are behaviors that he needs to exhibit, and also behaviors that the wife would need to exhibit. But this whole 50-50, but also you do the second shift, it's foolishness. And don't do it to make yourself feel like, oh, well, at least I got a man. That's the other thing that I really want people to not make a judgment. But if you're looking around at people in relationships, do these people seem happy? Do you look rested? Do the women in the relationship look like they have power or authority? Um, with Martell, Melody was essentially the perfect wife. She was fit, fine, and feminine, super, super smart. They both met in college. They both were educators. Her husband wanted to get into real estate. They did it together. She passed the test. He did not. But as long as one person within the household had a builder's license, they were okay with establishing a business and making things be successful. I think personally that Mel elevated Martell to a different type of entity. It went from like this is my husband and I'm his wife and we're here, to this is my husband, I'm here. And then she had a mother-in-law that definitely had him here. Um, and she didn't know all that she could do. And everything that she was doing. So the first thing that I would say is like, please don't play yourself small. If someone loves you, they're not going to be jealous of your success. You don't have a friend that you love that's doing great and you're mad at them. Like, that's a hater. It is what it is, but they're not for you. Um, Having a partner is nice. It is very nice at times. But if you being in community or partnership with someone is causing pain, I'm gonna need you to reevaluate, reassess this, because the whole "I got a man," do you really? If you are hiding and doing everything differently. Now, I tend to have what people would call fringe opinions. Um, I am a lover of Tabitha Brown. And I think a lot of people, specifically more modern women, they don't like Tabby. I think Tabitha can lean into what some people may consider to be old habits. I do believe that people of a particular age and with different information are going to behave differently. But there is no reason in the world for anybody in 2024 to be partnering like they are in 1973. Roles have changed and it should be equitable. Um, it is very sad to see where Martell is now. He has been arrested. He is unable to really run businesses. He has had to move back home with his mom. He has problems with his children. It is essentially you're watching someone's life just deteriorate. And it was because he thought, I'm a man, I can have a girlfriend, I can do what I want to do. You ain't gonna go nowhere. Where you going? Ha ha ha. And just, it was absolutely too much. And it is, if you want to see what it looks like for one, a person to not be realistic in who they are and how they show up, and two, to have a wife that overcompensates for a husband, it is very nasty. It is a nasty thing to see. And it's very painful to watch, as we saw Mel, even, post cheating scandal, and okay, we're going to try and make it work for the kids. And she went back, she got pregnant, her and his now girlfriend, he calls her the other woman. um, Her and the other woman have both been pregnant at the same time multiple times. So not only is he not honoring the vows, he's putting her life in danger. You could give her something that she may not be able to get a pill or a shot for, and she has 4 children by you. So again, the level of, I should be able to get what I want and take care of my needs, regardless of what I do to our home, our family, and our children. That's, it's wild. It's absolutely wild and bizarre. And I do not believe initially in the beginning, she didn't get the best advice. Those of you that are a little bit older, you may have heard people say, oh, pray through it, pray your way through it. Or, oh, suffering is to be like Christ. And, as long as you just pray and give it over to the Lord, girl, you're going to change his heart. No, you're not. The person that you see is the person that you see. If he's a cheater, he's a cheater. The other thing that I really want for Black women to receive is there are no unicorns, including yourself. You can be an amazing woman. If he cheated on the first wife, he's probably going to cheat on the second one, and probably the third, and whoever else, because this is who he is as a person and as a man. If you, again, watch the show, there is a couple, the Fletchers, Nell and Chris. They had been counseling Melody and Martell and trying to keep the marriage together. They've been married, I think they said about 22 years. They were very open that infidelity had been a part of the marriage. They separated for 2 years and then kind of worked themselves back together and reconnected the relationship. If you today put in Chris Fletcher's name, you will see an interview of his oldest daughter and how she felt like she was treated, how she was not loved, also how Chris may like younger men. Um, I absolutely love what NECA's saying as far as they can go to hell with their advice. It's just, again, it's not helpful. I think, and I would love for us to maybe reimagine what marriage looks like. Um, if you divorce because it's going to be the best thing for both parties, then I don't think that's a failure. That is accepting that we've both grown into different people. We no longer have the same values, and neither one of us are happy. I don't think people should be miserably married. Like, no, I don't believe that that's what God intends. Ancestors, divine, however you identify, even friends, I don't think if you are suffering within a relationship, that's not your plight, and it should not be your plight. So back to Martell. Martell 2 weeks ago decided that he would go and give an exclusive interview with Tasha K. And we know Tasha K. Let me not say we know. I don't know her personally, but some of her behaviors would lead me to believe that she's a little bit male centric and maybe male identified. She essentially was like, let that man cheat in peace. Okay, girl. And, well, she knew who you were before you married. Okay. If you hear things like that, please run and reconsider what type of position this person plays in your life. Um, it is okay to hear people give advice, thank them, and keep it moving. You don't have to implement it. You don't have to do any of that. We've seen Tasha do with her own, you know, Tasha K is just Tasha K. She got her own stuff going on. So the Fletchers, they have been counseling Mel and Martell for years. They wanted her to try to do it again. They kind of set up this weird meeting that she did not know that Martell was going to be at. So Mel is looking fabulous. Sis comes out with leather boots all the way up to the thighs. She got some leather pants on. She had her, shirt on. She had some boots, like hair braided back, just super, super cute. Beautiful. Mel is beautiful. Comes in, hits the corner, and there's Martell. And I was just like, oh God, where is this gonna go? This man proceeded to tell her that it was her fault that he cheated because he's been telling her for years what he needed and she wasn't doing it, and he has a right to be satisfied. Fair. Absolutely fair. You don't get to be satisfied, and I'm essentially paying for our lifestyle and making you look good, and why the extra woman is attracted to you. We are going to go down the road probably next week about the age difference. When Martell met Coleslaw, and yes, I refer to her as Coleslaw because she is a side. And Coleslaw, I mean, we ain't just going out here for that. Potatoes, fries, different things, but no, very much coleslaw. She was 24 when they met. She is now 30 something. She has a child and she's had multiple terminations. And this man that was married, that's now divorced, did not marry her. So he don't see that for her at all. And she does not understand that. I would like to try to say, you know what, I will attempt to say I hope that she learns to value herself more than what she's got going on. Going back to the Fletchers, and why we're bringing up coleslaw is when they had this intervention, you could see Mel was just like out of it. And Martell is saying, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. This man was so ridiculous that she did have, and I had to look it up, it's called reactive abuse. He's attempting to make it seem like she's violent, she's abusive, when she's responding from betrayal therapy, and also, again, reactive, because he is abusive. He is emotionally abusive. I believe he's financially abusive, and he's definitely spiritually. He crushed that lady's soul. But sometimes we got to hit the ground to be able to be reborn again, kind of like the phoenix. And watching how Melody has just done so many things, it is amazing to see her growth while also watching him deteriorate. A lot of nurses, like I don't know if Miss Page is here, but I know we talk a lot about men that are older and end up in hospice or nursing homes by themselves because they've burnt every bridge and their kids don't want to take care of them. And the wife has, opted out and they're just by themselves. I don't want that to be Martell's story, but is headed in that direction. I would love to say that I see these marriages and I'm just like, oh, look, these all look so happy and healthy. And it's like, if you watch the show, I do believe that Tisha and Marshawn probably have the best marriage in the sense of how they work together, but they're not necessarily good people. They're in sync with the fuckery. Like there's no other way to say it. They have attempted to try to make things better with Martell, but I do not think a lot of people don't understand that if you break a person down to when they have nothing, if they do recover and build themselves up, anybody that wasn't a part of the healing process, they can be out. Your collateral damage, I don't have time for this. I'm doing something bigger, better. You don't have to come with this ride. So we're watching Melody sell out tickets, sell out of her businesses, selling products, making books, doing speeches, thriving. And we are watching Martell at home with his mother. He definitely has a boy mom. She co-signs a lot of foolish behavior. And it makes me wonder and a bit sad that if she had maybe advised him to stand up and honor his vows, or at the very least, leave your wife so that she's not in this confusion, maybe something better or different could have happened for them. I do believe aiding in abuse is not okay. What I can say is I believe that Melody has worked through the anger and she is at this point resolved and not playing into it. So Martell. The man his life is falling apart. And it's falling apart because of the ego, but also because he has been made the prize. Martell was cheating on his wife, and he was able to keep a girlfriend for 10 years. Martell got a divorce. He was able to date Sheree. So as Black women, I want us to try to figure out, why would you even attempt partnership with a man that's been less than loyal? He is a serial cheater. he is unable to sustain on his own, why would you want to partner with that person? And is it not who he is, but the label of, I got a man now? Do you? Do you really? So, this one's not long. Um, the reason that we're specifically on him is because 2 weeks ago he went to go get some paperwork from the courts and was arrested with his children there. His mom had to come pick up the kids so he could be locked up. Um, the other thing is, I hope anybody that is in Huntsville is really looking out for Mel. This man is very volatile. He pops up, he shows up, he showed up on a date. Um, his level of trying to control, even post divorce, is sickening. And it is very scary to watch because he will pop up on her days. How do you come to a date and say you don't deserve to be here? This was our restaurant. Sir, you've had the same girlfriend for 10 years, and this is not the only person that you cheated with. It is as if he is pissed that Mel has moved on. Um, I would hope that none of us allow ourselves to get into a position where you're that down and that bad or that codependent, because that is codependency. Um, I speak with Themis and some of the people often, and I am pondering um, self esteem. It's very hard to try to process and think, is it just esteem? Or is it we have this very weird way of making people in relationships like in a better spot? I don't think because you're married, you're better, or because you have a partner, you're better, or because you're single, you're lacking. You're not lacking anything. You're a whole person having your own experience. And if you do choose to do life with another person, then it should be beneficial. And that absolutely, if you want to see a beautiful married couple, I would say go see Jamal. And he has a show, The Beneficial Man. Absolutely love his theory of don't be good, don't be nice, be beneficial. So when you are gauging the relationships, what are you gaining from this? What are you learning from this? What does the support feel like? Are you happy? Are you sad? Can you eat? Are you distracted? Have you been able to grow as a person? All of those things are important. I want us as women to learn that we have a right to fill up our cup, a right to keep our cup full, and a right to say that if you are going to be in community or connection with me, you will have to pour. As TD Jakes says, men pour in, but he also says swallowed up. We will get to that as well. Faith, family, and how sometimes uh, doctrine can keep people stuck in a very abusive relationship cycle. So I don't know, but if you are looking to see a lot of different marriages, a lot of different commitment styles. Love and Marriage in Huntsville is a very, very good look at how some marriages play out. It is a very good look in the sense of the women and what they are willing to give up and for what. Um, I think that love is a beautiful thing. I think that marriage is a beautiful thing. I think companionship is a beautiful thing. I do not think it's beneficial if it is causing you pain and harm and hurt. And I want us to really learn that love should not be painful. Love should not be super complicated. Um, are you going to have to work to be in community and partnership? Yes, because you're taking two people or three, whatever your situation is. Poly folks, hey, y'all get love too. Um, the biggest thing is, are you growing as a person? Is this person, can you be your best self with that person? Can you be relaxed? Are you nervous? Are you afraid for this person to go out and do things? If so, we got some personal work we need to do. One, because don't be with somebody you don't trust. It's just going to give you gray hair. And it doesn't honor yourself. It doesn't. And that's where I really want us to focus on is I need for us, hey, Miss Coco, I need for us to recognize that the prize in the relationship is yourself. You are the greatest gift. You are the value. You are the driver. You are the success. Both people should be equally giving in the relationship. Both people should be growing in the relationship. Now, there may be times where you do a little bit more and the other person does a little bit less. And then it changes. They do more, you do less. But you've got to be at a point to where you reconcile that without a shadow of a doubt, this person is for me. They are not going to cause me pain. They are not trying to make me question myself, and they're not trying to make me play myself down because his overinflated ego, he is absolutely falling apart. And because she now understands her worth, she is thriving. So we know within that marriage, there's some type of disparity that was not addressed. Um, I again will say this, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, I believe that a marriage should serve both parties. If it does not serve you, if you want to do counseling and try to do that, fine, great. But after you do all of the things, sometimes some of us will have to recognize that this is just not where I need to be. Not that you don't love a person, not that you don't wish anything different, but don't spend your years in building with people that do not even honor you. It just doesn't work out. It doesn't work out well for women at all. I want us to kind of investigate how we as Black women are encouraged to partner with people that are not on the same track. There is no reason in the world that Gail King should have had to pay $4,000 to help a man with child support and furniture. And the fact that she gave him the money, we need to try to like suss that out. You're not married, you don't live together. Why were you willing to help him with the finances? But also, why did he feel like it was okay to ask you for that? Does this person not have friends? Does he not have family? Why would you need the person that you are dating to help you with child support? The kid was there before you ever showed up, right? Um, don't help people to the point to where you are a hindrance. You cannot, there's one Jesus. Jesus died on the cross. Jesus paid he paid the cost. You do not have to pick up a cross and suffer to be in community with someone that clearly doesn't value you. So what the last thing that I will say is this: be willing to have an honest conversation with yourself. Um, look at your success. Have you grown? Do you have new skills? Are y'all traveling, having new experiences together? If that's kind of not right, definitely look at the finances and look at your partner and just see in 5 years from now, will we still be able to grow, develop, and change? Because that's the one thing that's inevitable. You are going to change. Change is not bad, it's beautiful. And if this person is wanting you to stay the same, then they are trying to keep you small, play you small, and it's not going to work out for anybody. The M's on the show: Martell, Maurice, Marceau, Melody. She's the only good M. Melody is amazing. Um, if you are looking and Alicia's not here, but she has a song, well, two songs. One is called, it's about being a late bloomer and that you're at the right time, you're at the right space. And there's another song called Sensitive. And I know a lot of times as Black women, you have been taught to put this cape on, to be super person, to do everything, to figure it all the way out, to have everything together. I would hope that you would give yourself enough grace and space to have a human experience. You do not need to be super. Um, I say it jokingly, but I want for Black women to have the capacity to be like mediocre white men, that not much is being asked of you. You showing up and how you show up is enough, and you are not buying into this work, 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 produce, produce, produce. Um, for what? It's just not that serious. So with this, I will say, Black women, you are the prize. I can't stress that enough. The way and the things and how Black women show up, from a Issa Rae, um, let's see, a Bell Hooks, we can say Oprah and Gail. Um, there's so many different ways that we show up and how we create, that maybe instead of spending all this time on trying to find this husband, this person, build a community for yourself, build a tribe of people so that you do feel loved. And I'm not saying that not having romantic love is nice, but you can have a really full, rich life with really good friends. And if romantic love is to come, great, so be it. But don't let that be the goal. Don't let the dress and the ring be like, oh, I won. It's like, okay, did you? Um, don't be with anybody that is going to make you shrink. If you have studied and you have your degrees and you are successful and you are managing your finances and you don't have a ton of kids, you should get and are entitled to someone that has that and more. So I just want for us to recognize who the prize is. Really, it's you. Saturday Night Live, they had a beautiful skit with the doctor, and he would say, "You're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you." I feel that way 100%. This is called Tiphocracy because it's not a democracy. I am going to do life in the way that serves me best. And I don't know if you have to give yourself like a really cute name. I want to thank Kenny, because that's what he deemed me. Um, but learn that you can be in communication, in tribe, and it may be very different. A lot of people are looking for things physically. I have a very robust um, parasocial relationship connections. There are people that I've known for years now that I love them just as much as I love my given family. Spend time developing a tribe that serves you. Spend time developing yourself. Relax, sleep, eat, rest, travel, laugh, love, all of the things. All of the things. You have to be intentional. And I believe the more intentional we are with ourselves, the more we can be intentional with people that we are in community with, especially the people that we partner with and we say that we love them. I understand that a lot of us have a very weird sense of what love is like. It is okay if you don't know what love feels like, and maybe start from there. Learn to fall in love with yourself. Um, you should be thinking you're the cutest thing in the world, you're the smartest thing in the world. Now, we all know there's always somebody a little bit cuter, a little bit smarter, maybe, but You have value, and whoever is in community with you should increase, never decrease. Do not give anything out of your cup. Your cup is yours. If you decide to give, we give from the overflow. And even in that, no one is entitled to that. I am begging Black women, I get it. You were sold the dream. Happily ever after. Okay, great. Please do not be miserable for the sake to be able to say, I got somebody. Um, a lot of people will be like, oh, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. And it's like, you don't know how much manure that person had to deal with to get that grass that green. Um, no. Please come out of that. Oh, to suffer is to be Christian. Absolutely not. You can have your heaven on earth right now. You don't need to die to have somebody to treat you well or to feel loved. That is just straight up foolishness. Please understand that you are the prize. And if that person doesn't believe that, let it go. Let it go. Release it and work on you. The only controllable thing that you can handle is you. We're going to start talking about setting realistic expectations. My favorite quote in the world is unnegotiated expectations are premeditated resentments. I think a lot of times as women, we have expectations of how we believe a person should behave, and we did not negotiate with that person. And then we're disappointed and we're angry because we didn't get the result that we felt like they should know. If you are with someone and you cannot tell them what you need from them, you probably need to step back and see if this relationship is serving your highest self. Yeah, I'm in Texas, so like my heat is, the door is open and all that kind of stuff. So the background noise, work with it, work with me. Um, it's been almost right at an hour, and I do want to go spend some cuddle time with the cat in the hubs before a fantastic late night stream with Themis. I really do want to thank everybody for being so supportive. Um, my goal is to be very transparent. So I want to grow the channel. I want to grow my community. I'm wanting to be like Tabitha Brown, B. Smith without, being sick like that. But I believe that we all can have whatever we want if we're willing to do the work, to get in community with people that support us and people that see us as the prize. I am ecstatic to see the success that Melody has began to have. I think she's just stepping into her greatness, and I am here for that. I am so excited about the community and younger Black women that are doing amazing things like solo trips and solo dates, or, going as friends out and prioritizing yourself. I believe that it is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. Um, I believe that it is absolutely necessary as a parent, for your children to see that you are a priority, that you treat yourself well, you demand respect, and you don't entertain people that do not treat you well. There's never a reason to accept bad treatment and bad behaviors. It's nothing that you're doing, it's nothing that you need to try to fix. You are your own assignment. So, ladies, these men are not the prize. You are the prize. We see all of the relationships that when the separation happens, the men fall apart. We also see that when men partner, how successful they can be. So the thing that's in common would be what? The woman. If you want to go into biblical theory, it does say, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And that is because most of us are not in competition with our partners. We want to help them be successful, and they should want to, in turn, help you be successful. And then together, y'all are just rock starring it out. But Martell, 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 what is it? Oh, what worry when we practice to deceive? His web of lies has caught up with him. His world is falling apart. And there are a lot of Martells. We see Wendy Williams' husband. We saw what happened with Mary J. Blige and her husband. We see when women who are really, really strong have partnered with men and allowed them to be in Delulu land and thinking that they are just as valuable or are doing the same amount of work, and they are not. There's no reason in the world for you to go to work and have to come home and work again. Do not sign up for the second shift. Do not be with someone that does not see your value. Definitely do not be with someone that is gaslighting you. Um, get your community and your tribe together so that other people can help you navigate how the relationship is serving you. I think we all have friends that we've seen them be married and like they're just rock stars, everybody's loving it. And then we see people who become less than whole or even half of who they really were. So I want to thank y'all for being here. Again, this is Tiphocracy. We are just taking a journey on being my best self, doing the things that bring me absolute joy, and acknowledging that I am in partnership with a person that loves to see me as my highest self, and that there is no competition. We are very much partners. And it is a gift and a joy to learn to connect and be in community to help myself and to help others. So with that, I'm gonna say nighty night. Armani didn't make a he didn't come today, but y'all will see my little kitty come in, and he's another person that my little cat has taught me so much about. He's very vocal. He will talk when he wants his food. He will talk when he wants to play. He will bring his toys, and he is about his business. And if my fur baby can do that, I'm definitely not going to do anything less for myself. So choose yourself. You are the prize. If anybody questions it, walk away. It will be hard. You may have feelings, but you will thank yourself for making you your own priority. And if anybody finds that to not be necessary, it is the way of the universe trying to tell you to get the heck away from these people. Because the most dangerous person in the world is a person that has nothing to lose. And I am in community with people that have so much richness and wealth and intelligence and value that there's just no heck, no way that a person should not be giving more, because I feel like y'all all are extraordinary. And I'm part of an extraordinary committee and community. And I think we are all committed to seeing everybody live their best life. Please go watch Level Up Single Mom. She is absolutely amazing. She does content for women. Coco the Lawyer has really good content in a super voice. Of course, Themis, he's doing work for women and people in our community in a very special way of allowing us to be in a safe space and, learn how some men operate. Eventually, Miss Nakatak will have a nail business, and she'll come on and get to showing us some of the things. We have Wake Up Makeup. She has TikTok. When I tell you the face card never declines. Um, there are just so many people doing so many really good things. But the one thing that I can say about this community is they know who they are. They know whose they are. And they know that without a doubt, they are a prize. And hey, if Beyonce can do it, we can do it too. And I'm saying that even though I believe that Brandy vocally, I love her. but Beyonce is an inspiration. Renaissance is a moment. Homecoming is a moment. Lemonade is a moment. Whatever season that you're in, acknowledge it, write it down, get a plan together, get some people that are going to walk hand in hand. We have our birth family and we have our chosen family. Choose family that they know who you are. They know you are a prize without a doubt. And they would never do anything to compromise your wealth, your friendship, or your happiness. And with that, I will say good night. I will see some of y'all later tonight. See some of y'all on Friday. Um, I promise one day I'm going to have real clothes on. But the one thing that I can say is I am in my home. I'm quite comfortable. I love a good robe. I love a good, what you call those things? Bonnets. So y'all gonna see all kind of stuff. Yes, thank you, Miss Knack. She's telling me don't forget to end the live because, ooh, child. Thank y'all for helping me with this. And I'm just going to say I'm very proud of myself that I'm keeping the commitments. I'm showing up for myself. I cannot ask for you to do more than I would do for myself. So I'm looking forward to growth. I'm looking forward to coming back and having older videos to be like, oh, wow, look how I've grown. Definitely looking forward to bringing in revenue, funds, the money, the cholos. Um, Money is currency. Currency is energy. So if you're putting energy out there, then monetary gain is a lot of times what we receive back, but also it could just be peace, love, health, and people that know you're good enough, you're smart enough. Doggone it, people love you, and I do too. Bye, y'all. Have a good night. Thanks for joining. Oh, please like, comment, and subscribe. Do the YouTubey things and share. Help me grow my channel, please. I'm asking and I'm being very honest that yes, I want the channel to be successful and I do want it to bring in multitudes of monetary and friends, all kinds of the good stuff. Yeah. And we'll plan and work together. Thank y'all for liking. Thank y'all for commenting. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for helping me show up for myself and be my greatest asset and to know that I'm the prize. Good night.